Welcome to a lazy afternoon in central France. This is an area that is on the border of the department called Sarthe, and then the next department to the west of it. I can't remember the name, I think it's Mayotte or Mayenne. In any case, I've been somewhere just before this place called Sainte-Suzanne, which I went to about 2 years ago. I really wanted to go back and just have a look and see what it looked like at this time of year. And what was nice as well is that I've got no preconceptions as to what it is that I'm doing here. I've just come and I'm just discovering. I'm fed up of just looking at my computer, processing images. So I just thought, it's a nice day, let's get out and see what we can do in the countryside of France. So okay, for those of you that are thinking, well okay, what is that behind you? Where are you? This I think is called the Chapelle de Montaigu, something like that. Basically, when I was in Sainte-Suzanne, I just looked at the map, the road map, not any complicated map, just a regular road map, and thought there's a point of view there and it says it's a 360-degree view. What's it going to be like? So I just got in the car and drove. That really is my objective today. I've done one thing, which is Sainte-Suzanne, and the other thing that I'm going to do at the end of the day, because it's about 5 o'clock right now, is I'm going to a place called Solesmes. So that's probably 30 minutes south of here. What's it, Solesmes? Well, you'll see at the end of the vlog, but this chapel here, this was 15th century, so that's one of the things I really love about France, is we have these massive, wide open spaces, as you can't see behind the camera, but I'll flick up some drone footage while I'm yabbering on to you. And we've also got really nice old buildings here in France as well. We're very lucky here in France that there are such a lot of old architecture that we can look at. So in any case, let's just get on and take a photo of this place, and I'll show you what's in my thoughts, even though I'm not working, what it is that I'm thinking of doing with this place. So when I get a scene like this, what's the first thing that comes into my mind? For me, if you've been watching me long enough, the first thing that will come into my mind is tilt shift. So there is the tilt shift. You'll see there's the extender on there. Now I could make this scene really wide, but when you look around, there's nothing really there to sort of give it much more interest. I just flick the camera over there, there's a tree, but there's no separation between that tree. If it was like the tree, for example, there, then I would maybe include that tree with my composition back there. But it's not, so I just thought, well, I don't want it too wide, let's just concentrate on the chapel itself. And so here you can see, or you might be able to see, if let's just flick that over a bit more. You can see I've got the edge of the chapel there on one of the grid lines, so it's kind of sort of nicely balancing it up. And then what I did is, once I've levered off my camera, is I put a 6-stop neutral density filter on there, and what that's doing is it's giving me just a little bit more interest in the sky, just a little bit, because otherwise I don't want a really long exposure on this. You know, it's a nice cloud up there in the sky. If I make it too long, it's just going to look horrible. So I like to add just a little bit of movement when it comes to adding that solid neutral density filter like that. So it gave me, if I look at my camera there, it gave me an exposure of 10 seconds at f16. Now I only put f16 on there, not because I need lots and lots of depth of field, but just because I wanted to elongate the exposure that I've got. So there you go, that's I think called the Chapel of Montaigu, Chapelle de Montaigu, something like that. So anyway, just Google it, you'll probably find it. In any case, let's go to somewhere else and see what else we can do. So that was a nice old chapel on top of a hill, a bit windy, but there's not much I can do about that. So I'm now going to make my way to Solesmes, but I'm going to take about 4 hours to drive 30 minutes. And what does that involve? It means just taking any country road that I can find, just to see if there's something really nice around. Maybe a nice sort of lone tree in a field. I could send the drone up if it's not too windy, and there's some poppies seems to be hanging around some of the edge of the field at the moment. Haven't really seen any poppy fields around here, but in any case, let's just see what it is we can find out here in the open countryside of France. I've come back to Sainte Suzanne because the light is looking really nice, and it's on the way to Solesmes, my final destination. I've come down this tiny country road here, and behind you might be able to see the chateau that's sitting on top of the hill there, but also in the field behind there's this really nice, looks like lots and lots of buttercups from where I'm standing at the moment, certainly on that field there, but this one here, it's full of them. So I'm trying to get a picture of the chateau with all the different flowers. Now when you put your tripod at regular height, you don't really see them. However, what I have done is I've got my tripod on top of my car, so I'm getting the height above head height, quite actually a lot above head height. This camera is probably about 2.5 meters high up there, and it's giving me just a little bit more, but I think what I might have to do is reverse the car back down the road just a little bit more and then see how much more I can get of those yellow flowers. But I've got a little bit of a point of interest in the field, which is a part of the fence that's in there, but I just want to see if I can get more of the yellow flowers with the castle that's sat on top of the hill. And I might send my drone up as well, because the light really is just looking really nice. I didn't have much hope for today. I know I'm not supposed to be working and this isn't really work, but I still wanted to do something nice if I could. In any case, let's see what I can get and show you the results. Just to give you an idea of how I think about some of my photos and how I'm trying to make the best composition that I can, or find something that I think is probably the best that I can do with the situation. You can see here that my camera is sat on top of the car roof, and then you can see it looks like all the buttercups that are in the field now. Now this is this perspective here, and if I just jump down from the car, if I just walk you over to the field now and then just see the difference just by coming down, what this is probably normal tripod height, probably if I just do this, that's probably like normal tripod height. So you can see the difference there of just putting your camera up that much higher. So if I just put the camera, if I can get it up without the camera swinging down too much, let's just tilt the camera up. Okay, if I just push it up, this is way above head height. Hopefully you can see the difference between up there and then down here. Now the other day there's a photographer friend of mine called Simon Byrne. He was talking about just these types of situations. So what he was doing was going in woodland and then looking pretty much from ground level through the plants to give a different angle on composition. So this is something different again. This is, I'm looking, as I said, instead of trying to look head height, this is probably my head height just here, just really pushing the camera, and probably my camera is even higher than that on the car roof. But you get a much better idea and a much better perspective and a much better picture with all that colour as well in there. So this is why as a photographer you've got to be thinking all the time, how do I improve that composition? How do I make it look better? That's how I'm making mine look just that little bit better. What am I going to do now? Make my way to Solesmes, but I'm going to send my drone up first just to see if I can get a nice picture with this nice evening light. Before I became a full-time landscape and travel photographer, I used to just take my dad's car when I used to live in the UK and just sort of drive around a bit, see what it was that I could find on a weekend or after work. And I'd find sort of scenes like this, and I'd remember driving past this earlier on and thought, yeah, it kind of looks kind of nice, but I was going uphill. I'm coming back now to where I want to go to, so I'm going obviously downhill, and you can see behind me the lines in the field, and I just sort of looked at it and thought, just that looks, maybe if I put the drone up I might actually be able to get a bit of a different point of view on it. But the tractor lines in the fields, it looks quite nice, quite graphic already. I think it's just will be a general view, but these are the kind of thoughts that I'm having when I'm just driving around. And as I said, although I'm not working today, that is just, for me, this is my free time. I still just do like to be able to get the best that I can, and so I want to see what I can do with this, see if it will work or not. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but am I really bothered? I'm not really that bothered, but I'd just still like to see if I can do something with it. But anyway, let's get the drone up and see what it looks like. At the beginning of the vlog you heard me talk about somewhere called Solesmes. This is Solesmes. You can probably see why it is that I've come here. This beautiful abbey behind me is not that well known, I would say, outside of France. Certainly not if you think of places like Mont Saint-Michel. This place is just not on people's radars at all. And all I can say is good, because it means it's just not inundated with tourists. Am I going to show you what I'm doing? Well, I've done a couple of pictures, but the sun's going down. I don't want to lose the light and get some good pictures. As it's been a while since I've been here. So what I am going to say is thank you so much to all of my old subscribers for sticking with me. I've gone right over 5,000 people now subscribing to me. And of course, if you've liked what it is you've seen and you want to subscribe, then do go down there or wherever it is and click on subscribe, and then up there to click on the bell and get notifications of whenever it is that I might be uploading new stuff. So whatever it is you're doing over the next few weeks or so, whenever it is between the next vlog, take care of yourselves and hope to see you again soon, wherever that may be, on my next vlog. Goodbye and take care.